The international break is upon us, and I want to dive deep into Northern Ireland's chances of qualifying for the 2022 World Cup. I'm StattoJoe. You're a legend for watching this video, and basically the plan for this video is to just have a wee look at all the teams in the group, look at how they're getting on, where they rank in the world, and I'm going to give my prediction at the end as to where I think Northern Ireland could potentially end up at the end of this qualifying campaign. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy this kind of content, why not hit that subscribe button? It really would help me out, and give a video a big fat thumbs up. That will be appreciated. Let's just dive straight into it. We're going to go alphabetical order, although I'm going to do Northern Ireland at the end, okay? First up, we have Bulgaria, who are 68th in the world. They've been to 7 World Cups, and they finished 4th in 1994. Bulgaria could pose a bit of a threat. I'm not going to, pretend that they wouldn't. Northern Ireland do play Bulgaria on next Wednesday at home at Windsor Park. And for me, I think that's a must-win game. I mean, every game's must-win, but I think the games against Bulgaria especially, you have to win. They'll probably be one of the tighter games in the group, but I do think we've got enough to beat them. I really do. And I think that'll be a really interesting battle next Wednesday. The next team in the group are Italy. They are the favourites by a mile, of course. They are currently 10th in the world, and they've been to 18 World Cups, and they've won it 4 times. Now, they've only not been to 3 World Cups. They haven't been to the 1930 World Cup, but because they didn't enter. They haven't been to the 2018 World Cup because they really struggled, and they haven't had a great record in the World Cup as of recent times. But the only other time that Italy haven't made the World Cup was in 1958. And who was the team that beat them to take their place? It was Northern Ireland, our wee country. Beat them 2-1 at Windsor Park in front of 50,000 people to go to the World Cup. Italy should win this group. I don't think they should have any problems. Their squad is the best by a mile in the group. And I think really, if in realistic expectations, I think if we got 1 draw against them in the 2 games, then I think that'll be a good result from a Northern Ireland perspective. So that's something to look out for. Northern Ireland, of course, play Italy on tomorrow, Thursday, which could already pass by the time you're watching this video. So they might have already lost, who knows. But I think from a Northern Ireland point of view, I think a 1 draw in the 2 games would be a really good return against Italy. Next up, we have Lithuania, who are 129th in the world, and they have never qualified for the World Cup. We really need to be winning both the games against Lithuania, because I think if you don't win, I think everyone will win their games against Lithuania, potentially apart from a draw here or there. I think Northern Ireland need to win their games against Lithuania, probably more so than Italy, just because it's what will set them apart. They need the points, they need the wins. I think Lithuania, they must-win games. We don't play them until September, October, so there's still a while to go before we play Lithuania. But I think you're looking at Lithuania, they've never made a major tournament. They're probably going to finish bottom of this group. So I think it's really important that we get some really good, comfortable, solid wins against Lithuania. And the villains of the group from Northern Ireland perspective, of course, are Switzerland, who are quite an impressive 16th in the world. They've been to 11 World Cups, and they've reached the quarterfinals 3 times. Now, Switzerland, for those who don't know, there's a bit of history between Northern Ireland and Switzerland, because in the 2018 qualifiers, Northern Ireland met Switzerland in the playoffs to get a place at the World Cup, and it finished 1-0 in aggregate over 2 legs, and the goal that Switzerland got came from a dubious handball decision. And I think it was quite controversial at the time. I think I certainly look back at that as a fan and think how much of a shame that was, because the Northern Ireland team then they'd just reached the Euros in 2016. They had managed to do really well in their qualifying group for the World Cup. They'd finished second in their group, and it was just like, we're playing such great football, And this squad, it was probably the last time we had the squad that we had. And to miss out from that one decision is just, it's still upsetting uh, every now and then. For Switzerland games, from Northern Ireland perspective, I think if you want to finish second in the group, you need to be getting 4 points against Switzerland, or 3 or 4 points against Switzerland. I do personally think that second place in the group is going to be essentially a fight between Switzerland and Northern Ireland. And that maybe is me being a bit optimistic, but I just think for me it's going to be Italy will top, and then Switzerland, Northern Ireland second, third, and then Bulgaria fourth, and Lithuania fifth. And then finally, of course, Northern Ireland, who are currently 45th in the world. They've been to 3 World Cups and they reached the quarterfinals in 1958. The other two, of course, were 82 and 86. Now, this is going to be a bit of a longer ramble for me here, so apologies if I go on a bit long. But it is, I think back to when I was younger, maybe 12 years ago, around then, and Northern Ireland were losing to teams in Azerbaijan on a fairly regular basis. There was a lot of, I think I remember the first game I went to was in 2007. I might be wrong here, but the first game I went to anyway when I was younger was Northern Ireland versus Iceland at Windsor Park, and Iceland won 3-0. And then Iceland weren't anywhere near the team that they are or that they were just recently there, and Northern Ireland certainly are far better now than they were then. But I think the one thing that Northern Ireland bring now that they haven't brought in years is hope. We saw that with the Dare to Dream campaign for 2016 Euros, when Michael O'Neill came in, took charge, the big difference for me between back in the days of Healy uh, and and the like, Stephen Craigan, etc. Whenever we'd win games against Spain, against Sweden, these one-off victories that were just they go down in Northern Irish folklore. They were incredible, right? They were amazing. But the one thing was they were always one-offs. But now with Northern Ireland, you always believe you could get something. You always think you're going to get a result. I think it was a real disappointment not getting to the Euros this year. I think beating Bosnia on penalties was massive, and I think we went into the Slovakia game favourites, just didn't show up, just didn't manage to get the win, and we missed out ultimately. Um, but I think the hope that Northern Ireland fans have now is so amazing. It's so incredibly. It brings such an exciting atmosphere. And that's why I think there's a real belief. And I certainly have the belief, even though the squad might not be as strong as it was maybe 4 years ago, I do believe that Northern Ireland could finish second in their group. I really do. I think it isn't beyond the realms of possibility. I think Switzerland could be a beatable team if we set up correctly. The issue is, you look at the world ranking, 45th. It's not great. It's probably as low as Northern Ireland have been in years. But it's down to their Nations League performances. They haven't showed up. They've experimented tried new things. I think what I really want to see here is Barraclough getting a win. I know we beat Bosnia, but that was on penalties. For me, I think it's really important that so we play Northern Ireland play 3 games here in this international window, 2 of which are qualifiers, one of which is a friendly. I think it's really important that Northern Ireland get a win, a draw, at least a win and a draw in those 3 games. Preferably, I think a draw in the friendly would be good in terms of the draw. I think we're going to lose to Italy tomorrow probably, but it could be tight, and there's always that chance we'll win. Who knows? But I think a loss against Italy is probably a realistic expectation. But I think it isn't uh, too silly of me to say that we could beat Bulgaria, and I think it's really important we win on next Wednesday. I really do. So I think a win and a draw, even 2 wins, would be fantastic because there's no international break for Northern Ireland, effectively, like in terms of qualifiers, until September and October. So we need to get a good start. In the last set of qualifiers, the World Cup qualifiers, Northern Ireland managed 4 points in their first 3 games, and I think that's what we need to match. Unless, and I haven't double checked this, if our third game's against Lithuania, we won 6 points in our first 3 games. I think that's realistic. Um, but yeah, I think Northern Ireland are such a strange entity in terms of we've got some great individual players, but the team spirit in Northern Ireland has always been next level. We outperform miles of what we should. Um, But I do personally think that second is not unrealistic. But I think it's going to be second or third, really, for me in the group. So there are my thoughts on how Northern Ireland will do in the World Cup qualifiers. If my Wi-Fi holds up, I will be live streaming tomorrow night for the Italy game. So come say hi, come join me. As I said before, if you're new to the channel, during every international break, if Northern Ireland football is your thing, come to this channel and subscribe. I'll be doing short videos, maybe some live streams, talking about Northern Ireland football. And if that's your thing for 10 minutes, why not hit subscribe? Give this video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. I'm really, really excited to see how Northern Ireland do, and I hope you are too. But yeah, I'll be back during the week. Probably, if I'm not live streaming tomorrow, I'll be doing a review video tomorrow night of the Northern Ireland game, and I would love to see you there. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you again next time.